Now we have the latest graphics with meteorologist Alana Brophy, our chief meteorologist. One question for you, Alana. Should we bring back the sideburns? Because I thought they were very impressive.
And that groovy Nightside song, Nick.
Ooh.
I feel like that was pretty much a jam. I just need a whiteboard and a marker, and I feel like we could get through weekend weather pretty well. I love Craig's videos. I love Craig, but that was a good one tonight. Kind of give you a look back. But yeah, latest graphics and latest videos. They weren't using drones back in the 70s and 80s. Great shot here coming out of Lost Creek. This is in Morgan County, but you can see noticeably low water levels. It was hot and dry out there today. Hottest day of the year in Salt Lake City, and we saw our first triple-digit day way ahead of schedule. We typically don't see a 100-degree day until July 7th, so we've hit it early, folks. Not a surprise. We're sitting at 81 right now in Salt Lake and Provo, 60s in Logan, where the cold front has moved through. You can see a lot of 80s and 90s holding on in different portions of the state, 94 in St. George at this hour. So we will continue to see mild conditions for the southern half of Utah as this cold front kind of makes its way tomorrow morning into the central portion of the state. We've got very ripe fire conditions, and they don't go away as we kick off our work week. So we know we have to be extra careful as we step outside. We're tracking that front, and is there a chance we're going to see wet weather with it? Well, that would be nice, especially after the extreme heat we saw today. That front moving closer and closer to the Beehive State. A lot of the moisture staying to the north of us, but we're going to get a few showers kind of coming through. That does impact us into tomorrow. The cloud cover has increased in northern Utah. Hard to see it out there because the winds were cranking and blowing plenty of dust. We saw those hazy conditions. This is what it looked like in downtown Salt Lake City, where you couldn't see the Oakers for a while. That doTERRA time lapse showing the winds blowing that dust and those hazy appearances. It wasn't just northern Utah, blowing dust throughout southern Utah throughout the weekend, and noticeable today. This was sunset, 9 o'clock on the dot. Brody caught this one, but it was blowing dust throughout the area down there in southern Utah, Washington County, battling that. Highest wind gusts at this hour, fairly quiet, but you can see places like Delta, Provo, Hanksville. So Southwest Desert still dealing with it. Wendover with a 46-mile-per-hour gust. We're seeing them peak where the front is draped through, so not a surprise. Evanston and Wendover dealing with gusty conditions. These winds add to fire danger, and that doesn't go away for tomorrow. Critical fire danger on the eastern side of the state with an elevated risk in the Southwest Desert. So we know any fire start will spread quickly. You heard at the top of the newscast those new fires burning on the move, and in this portion of the state easier to move because of the winds. Red flag stays posted in eastern Utah. This is where the core of the wind will be as the front continues throughout the state. We are talking about gusts up to 50 miles per hour. And we've got very dry conditions, so fire conditions staying very, very high as we kick off our work week. Heads up there. Also, winds in general, wind advisory and a high wind warning for Arches, Canyonlands, as well as a portion of the Uinta Basin where wind gusts could hit 60 miles per hour. The wind advisory for Castle Country and the Swelling down near Lake Powell, 50 miles per hour. And that goes into effect at 11 a.m. Monday and will stay that way through Monday evening. So winds targeting the eastern side of the state. So a big part of Utah not going to see those winds relaxing, but we are going to see some cooler temperatures. Yep, tonight after that record-breaking heat, we're ushering in that cold front. It does bring a band of precipitation tomorrow morning. Let's take all the moisture we can get. It gets spottier as we make it through the day. Afternoon thunderstorms are possible as those wind advisories go into effect on the eastern side of the state. That cold front really changing things up. It's a drastic drop in temperature. We're going to be about 30 degrees cooler tomorrow than where we were today. Tuesday we stay cool, especially in northern Utah. We'll see breezy conditions, but we start to dry out. This is the area that could see an afternoon thunderstorm. You can see it's a bulk of the Beehive State all the way down the I-15 corridor towards Cedar City from Cache Valley, Bear Lake, and includes eastern Utah. So eyes to the skies, especially in the afternoon. But that cooler air is going to be the big talker because we were sweating it out today. Tomorrow, daytime highs in the 60s. Yeah, that's below average. We're going to struggle to make it to 70, 68 in Salt Lake. And you can see areas like Moab, Bluff, St. George, they will be cooler, dropping into the 90s, staying away from triple digits. But those winds from the west will keep it warm in those areas, which is why they see a difference. They're really going to cool down into Tuesday. So here we go. St. George, low 90s for Tuesday, warming back up pretty quickly as we head into the latter half of the work week. High pressure takes control and we continue to dry out. We're going to keep our eye on next weekend and the end of the work week because there's potential for some moisture, and that's hinting at the first chance of monsoon moisture for southern and eastern Utah. So we're going to keep our eye on that and notice how those temperatures do drop. We're kind of all over the place, but below average through Wednesday. 90s come back Thursday and Friday. So if you like heat, we have it. If you like wet weather, we have it. If you like below average, we've got that too. Welcome to Utah. Nick, over to you. Well,